guys, I found a great meme. Check it out. After a breakup, okay, so initially after the breakup, the guy's like, yay, I'm footloose and fancy free. You know, the first day, and the woman's like, oh, I'm so sad. And then in the week, the guy's starting to feel sad and the woman's starting to eat her cake. And then in the month, the guy's just bawling and the woman is like, yeah, I'm free, I'm free. I love this meme because it's true. People don't think this. People think that women are the romantic sex, that they're all devastated in a breakup. Well, initially, but women get over it quick, a lot quicker than men. Men, they can pine about a woman they knew years ago and they never get over it. They always think about it. But a woman, once you're broken up, I mean, initially she's upset, but then, man, you're out of her life. She totally forgets you. That's how relationships are. And men don't understand this because of Hollywood movies. We assume that women are, oh, they're just so attached to a man. And they're not. And I've seen this played out many times. And in a recent example, and I'm not throwing shade at this guy because I think he's done a great job. He's done a lot of good things. And I'm talking about Ethan Ralph of Killstream. And again, I don't know the entire situation, but he was married to someone named Pantsu, was her internet name. And they had a baby, and then she left him. They moved down to Mexico, and he was in, I think, California, and she took off. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her because it was probably a bad situation. Who the hell wants to live in that environment? And Ethan had, admittedly, he's an alcoholic, had drug problems. So I'm not saying she's a bad person, but she left him. And that's typical in relationships and in marriages. It's about 70% of the time it's the woman that leaves. Now you could say it's because of the man's fault, like the man's an asshole or whatever. Yeah, sometimes that's the case, but you would think it'd be about 50-50, but it's really not, because there's a real difference. Men can be horrible. Believe me, they can cheat, they can be abusive, but they usually will stick around with their woman or wife. Not all the times, but usually they will. Whereas a woman will stick around as long as things are good, but if they have a better option, they're out of there. And again, I'm not saying every time, and this is a hard red pill to swallow, but it's basically the truth. So when Pantsu left Ethan, his first reaction was like, this is mean. He's like, oh, that's okay. I mean, the Ralpha male, I can get a lot of other tail here in Mexico, and, and all that type of cope. And probably Pantsu was really sad. But now, as the days go on, Ethan gets real sentimental, and he's posting pictures of their good times together. Whereas a woman, when she breaks up with you, she just like throws away all the pictures. I mean, you're out of her life. But guys, they hang on, and then they try to get back together, which almost never works, right? So if a woman dumps you, the best advice I can give you is just don't contact her. If she wants to get back in contact with you, that's up to her. But if you try to get in contact with her, it just pushes her farther away. So it never really works. And Ethan, he promised that he would stop drinking and drugs. And this is a typical thing where when someone dumps you, you start in the negotiation phase. Oh, I'll change my behaviors. I'll do this different. I'll do this different to please you. And ironically, that doesn't work because one of the reasons typically a woman's attracted to a man is he's independent, he's strong, he does his own thing. But when you start to try to appease a woman, you kind of look like a basic bitch to them, and they just lose attraction. So it's ironic because you think if a woman leaves you, if you send her flowers, if you tell her how wonderful she is, if you promise to change, that will make a difference. But it doesn't. I've seen many situations, my life and other people's lives, it almost never works. It's best just to go on your own way. And maybe later on she'll come back, but it won't if you do this. So Ethan's in this frame of mind now. And last night on his Telegram, he posted like a suicide message. I hope it's not the case. I hope it's not. Suicide's not the answer. Things change quick in life. I've learned about that. Life has so many weird ups and downs. I know someone, and I won't say who because I'll respect their privacy. They were on drugs, alcohol, basically almost homeless. I know this person very well. Total disaster of a life. Now they're a multimillionaire. and it happened quick. And so you never really know. So don't despair in this situation. But I'm not doing this video to shit on women at all. It's just we have different evolutionary ways we develop. Because long ago, it wasn't even that long ago, women were considered like property. And I'm not saying they should be, but that's how it was considered. So if you're a man, you had your land, you had your cattle, and you had your women. And rival tribes would sometimes do raids, and they would try to take your land, your cattle, and they would take your women. And that's the way it was through all cultures. Like Indians did that, and Europeans, Africans. So women evolved a way to cope with that. Like, well, okay, I'm really dedicated to my man, but if he should die or if I should be captured, I will switch loyalties really quick. And we see this to the present time. Women can switch really quick. And you see this in like conquered nations. Like when the Nazis took over France, most of the women were happy about it. They didn't resist. They're like, okay, our new overlords, we're fine with this. They probably preferred it, actually. It was kind of scandalous, but it's typical female behavior. And again, it's not really bad. It's just in their DNA. That's how women do things. So I think one reaction women do get if you should break up the relationship, and I've done a few times myself where I broke it up, they tend to get angry, not so much sad. They're more angry that you kind of wasted their time, because women know that they're kind of on the clock, meaning their best time to attract a high status man is when they're young, and because they're at their peak beauty. And so if you kind of go along with them and they're with you and then you break it off, their first reaction is, well, what the hell? You just wasted part of my peak time in life, and now I'm older and it's going to be tougher for me to get the same quality of a man. Now, they won't verbalize it like that, but many of them, they think it this way. So they're not really going to be sad that you dumped them. They're going to be pissed off that you wasted their time. And I've seen that many, many times. So I just found this meme to be interesting. And again, it's not bashing women. I love women. And men can be real assholes. We're just a little bit different in how we approach relationships. And Hollywood makes people think that women are the real romantics, but they're not. Men are. Men are the ones that pine over women and do all this stuff. And it's interesting how we have this warped perception of how things really are. And guys, if you like this video, I think this video is safe enough to put on YouTube. So now I'm doing 3 platforms. I have YouTube. And YouTube, I can only post certain videos, but please like and subscribe me on YouTube. YouTube shadow bans me, so I need your help on there to subscribe. Rumble, I really love. Watch me on Rumble. And just yesterday, I started to experiment with Twitter. Twitter, I used to just post links to YouTube or Rumble on Twitter, but Twitter has the feature you can actually load videos. And I did a test video yesterday and asked for feedback, and a lot of people said, or quite a few people said, yeah, I won't watch you on like Rumble or YouTube, but I will watch you on Twitter. I don't know why, but some people are that way, so I'm gonna also put this on Twitter. So check me out there, subscribe to me on, or follow me, whatever they call that on Twitter and Rumble. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later.